Hello everyone. Today, on the eve of 78th Independence Day, we as Indians need to ask ourselves whether we have attained real freedom of choice after hoisting the tricolor. Instead of a tryst with destiny, are we now face a twist with destiny? The Purna Swaraj, promised to the free people in 1947, is proving to be a myth. Witnessing as we do today what is going on across the country since independence, one wonders whether we have at all been liberated from the colonial rule of British domination or the whips have been merely passed on. But before we take a look or a glance, or I should say an unbiased glance at the contemporary problems that persist due to procrastination, let's take a look at what we have achieved so far. It has been quite a journey, undoubtedly. When the country gained independence, the average life expectancy of an Indian was around 35 years. Some 70% of people lived in poverty and only 12% could read and write. Despite a millennia old tradition of expertise in everything from metallurgy and shipbuilding to textiles, over 200 years of colonial repression of indigenous production had made India totally dependent on foreign imports. From biscuits and soaps to cars and medicine, the GDP of the country, the value of all the things it produced annually, was about $20 billion, making it one of the poorest nations of the world. But today, when we are going to celebrate our 78th independence, India is ranked as the fifth largest economy in the world, poised to become the third largest with a GDP of $3.75 trillion. The average an Indian can expect to live for 70 plus years, and over 70% are literate. India is one of the biggest pharmaceutical producers in the world, and the country makes everything from computers and cars to spacecraft which have gone to Mars and Moon. Our industries are competing with the rest of the world. We are no longer producing for ourselves but for the world too. Our players are showing what an Indian can do and are earning medals after medals in Olympics. Independence has done a lot for us, but the thing about independence, about freedom, is that the more we have of it, the more we want and need. But there goes a famous saying, if everything is permissible, then nothing is permissible. Do we really have a freedom of choice when it concerns basic issues related to health, shelter, clothing, and food for millions? In common terms, what we call as roti, kapra, or makan. More particularly, are we at all liberated from the all-pervasive conditions of abject poverty, malnutrition, death, hunger, squalor, and absence of basic amenities like drinking water, primary education, healthcare, lawlessness, and insecurity? Additionally, we have coupled with fractured growth, environmental degradation, decline in public services, and the rise of suicides among farmers and students in both urban and more particularly rural Indian hinterland. We still need independence from poverty for those millions of desperate who remain poor. We want independence from recurring blood-soaked episodes of mass violence as witnessed in Manipur and elsewhere, and also the official silence which too often cloaks them. We want freedom from daily repression in all walks of life faced by minorities on the basis of caste, creed, gender. We want independence from horrific assaults on women which have become as common as weather reports. We want freedom to speak lawfully and to do what we think is right without being called traitors or attacked by goons who disagree with us. We want freedom from repeated scams and systemic corruption, deeply rooted cancers in the body politic. There's a lot of independence yet to be won. How and when we will win it. In one of his speeches, Charlie Chaplin said, "You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, let's use that power." But the question is, how are we going to utilize that power? I don't think by confining ourselves in the lives of few people we will be able to achieve that. Now there's a quote related to this by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru: "Citizenship consists in the service of country." And I respectfully agree. Completely makes sense. Now there's another quote by one of his contemporaries, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who is also known as the Iron Man of India. Every Indian citizen must remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in this country, but with certain duties. From these two quotes, it is explicitly clear that how these men imagined India to be. They wanted us to selflessly contribute to our nation's development, to create an environment for all-round growth of all cultures, to respect and help other religions in times of need, to be more than an area on the map, to be the incredible India of diversity, where every religion, language, tradition and culture is not only respected but celebrated. By embracing this richness, we can build a nation where unity in diversity is not just a slogan but a lived reality. That's all. Thank you so much for hearing my thoughts and wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.